And I'm an acupuncturist here in Santa Monica, California, an expert in cellular healing. And tonight I am going to talk about how in the heck do you eat a healthy breakfast? Okay, I'm in my office. I hope you don't hear people in the background. There's a hallway right behind my door, and so I had some very enthusiastic elderly people speaking. So I asked them to be quiet, but I think it's more difficult for them. But anyway, we're going to talk about healthy breakfast. All right. That is the number one thing that it seems that my patients ask me when they come in and they are going to be, they're going to transform their health. They're going to change their diet. They're going to do all kinds of great things for themselves. But then they say to me this: what the heck do I eat for breakfast? Okay, so this is a big challenge because you don't want to eat salad for breakfast. That is really boring. And for most of us who perhaps have not been healthy, or we have a lot of health challenges and we really need to up our game in regards to what to do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we have to cut out those really, all those foods that we do on the run. So we get a bagel and cream cheese. We stop at Starbucks. We get that scone, all those yummy things. I mean, I don't go to Starbucks. I don't eat any of those things, but I know there a lot of people do. They're lined up outside the door. They get the Krispy Kreme. They get all the nightmarish stuff that just absolutely tanks your blood sugar and makes you feel like crap by 10 o'clock. You're asleep at your desk. So what can you do? All right. So I'm going to give you some recipes. I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to show you a couple things, I'm going to show you an implement that you can use that we have here at Lotus East West Medical Center to open up a coconut. It's going to be kind of a fun little thing. And I'm actually going to read you a recipe. So I hope that you have a pen and paper so that you can take notes. And I am going to tell you where I got some of these recipes from. Now, the one thing that I want to say is that my daughter, who is a chef, my son-in-law, who is a chef, told me that I was absolutely not allowed to make up any recipes on my own because, very frankly, I'm not brilliant in the kitchen. I really am not. And so the specific recipes that I give you are recipes that have been tried and true and from a book or from a chef or whatever. And I'm going to guide you to some websites where they have really good recipes. All right. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is for those of you who love to have a cereal in the morning. Well, you can't have a commercial cereal because, number one, it has a ton of gluten and yucky things, preservatives, a ton of sugar. And, like if you're eating those colored cereals, it has dyes and all kinds of nightmarish things that are going to whack your body and set your body up to have a disastrous blood sugar day. So one of the granolas that my husband, Stephen Roplat, actually found is a company called Paleo Nola. So it's spelled, I'm going to put my glasses on, P as in Paul, A-L-E-O, N as in Nancy, O-L-A. It is amazing. It doesn't have any grains. It is all nuts and yumminess. It is from, okay on a paleo diet. Sometimes I suggest a paleo diet to my patients, not frequently, but sometimes. And it is great because it's not too sweet, but it's satisfying and has some little crunchies. They have all kinds of different flavors. And from time to time, I eat that. And what I do is I get unsweetened almond milk. I put some chia seeds in there. I put my Paleo Nola, and I put some berries. And I particularly like stevia. Most people absolutely abhor the taste of stevia, but there is a brand of stevia called Stevita that you can get at Whole Foods as well. That is a combination of stevia and xylitol that I find very appealing. It doesn't have that nasty aftertaste. And I put a little stevita in there, and I mix it all up, and I let the chia seeds get all nice and plump, and then I can eat that for breakfast. That's a lovely way to start the day without trashing your blood sugar. All right. Second idea. I have a dear friend, her name is Flavia Baptista, and she has a bakery, a gluten-free and or grain-free bakery. And I'm going to show you this card, and you're going to see it backwards. It's Mulberry Bakery, all right? So you go to www.mulberrybakery.com. So that's M as in Mary, U-L, B as in boy, E-R-R-Y, bakery.com. You can order her bread. The reason why I'm suggesting Flavia was a bread baker. She had a bakery in Brazil, and she's a homeopath and a nutritionist. She works with me at Santa Monica Homeopathic Pharmacy, and I also have my own practice here at Lotus East West Medical Center. But she sells a lot of gluten-free and grain-free bread to my patients because it's really difficult to go without some kind of bread alternative when you're going on a healthy diet. But want to get the regular brands at Whole Foods because they taste like cardboard. They're terrible. But Flavia's bread is genius. So you can scramble a couple of eggs, have a couple slices of Flavia's bread with a lot of raw butter, Kerrygold butter, whatever you want, and you're in heaven. Okay. Third would be to do something like, an omelet, or let's say a half an avocado, with some beautiful cold pressed virgin olive oil, and with 2 poached eggs on top with some salsa. That's a lovely idea. Any kind of an omelet that you want to use with all kinds of different veggies. That's also a lovely alternative. But once again, who in the heck wants to eat eggs every day? Nobody does, all right? If you're on a ketogenic diet, which is a diet that I put people on frequently, that is a very low carb, moderate protein, high healthy fat diet, and I don't keep them on for months and months and months, but I want people to become, instead of a glucose burner for energy, I want them to become a fat burner for energy. And I'll talk about the ketogenic diet at another time. But if you are on a ketogenic diet, then it's always a challenge to find things for breakfast. But I found some great recipes, ketogenic diet breakfast recipes on Pinterest. I don't know if you guys know about Pinterest, if you're younger than I am. I'm sure you know all about Pinterest, but it's Pinterest.com. They have great recipes and great breakfast recipes. Now, it's easy on a ketogenic diet to figure out what to do for lunch and for dinner, but sometimes it gets so boring to do, just protein or eggs or whatever in the morning. So that's why I'm suggesting go to Pinterest, and you'll find all kinds of lovely breakfast ideas there. All right. Now, I don't know if any of you have read Grain Brain by Dr. David Perlmutter. It is a great book, and it is talking about how to protect your brain and how to get off grains and why to get off grains, all right? It is a brilliant book. It is very user-friendly. It is very understandable, but he has all these scientific studies that will make you want to get off your grains, especially gluten. And the gluten grains, just as a reminder, are wheat, rye, barley, spelt, and you can get a list of those gluten grains on Dr. Perlmutter's website. You can go to drperlmutter.com. But if you go to Grain Brain, on page 254, he has a recipe that I think is amazing. It's called Oatless Oatmeal, and he got that from the Paleo Diet Cookbook by Lauren Cordain and Nell Stevenson. I want to give them credit because this is their recipe, certainly not mine, that is for sure. So once again, in Grain Brain, it's on page 254. So this is how you do it. And I'm going to actually go through and give you a real recipe, all right? So you take a quarter cup of unsalted almonds, a quarter cup of unsalted walnuts, all right? And preferably raw. Then you do 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds. You need 1 teaspoon of allspice, the spice, okay? Try and get that organic. 3 organic eggs, 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk. Now you can either get it at the store, but preferably you could make it yourself. Now I don't usually tell people to do banana because it's too high in fruit sugar, but what the heck, this recipe has banana, has a 1/2 of mashed banana. You could even do a quarter of a mashed banana. 1 tablespoon of organic raw almond butter. 2 teaspoons of pumpkin seeds are optional, and a handful of fresh berries. So this is what you do. You combine the nuts, the flaxseed, and the allspice. You plop it in a food processor. You blend to a coarse grain, but don't make it into a powder because it gets too yucky that way. Then what you do is you whisk the eggs together and the almond milk, and you turn it into like a thick custard consistency. Then you blend the mashed bananas and the almond butter together, and you add it to the custard, and you mix that thing all up, okay? And then you take that whole mixture, you put it in a saucepan over low heat, and you keep stirring it until it reaches the desired consistency. So it'll thicken up a bit. Then you take it out, put it in your bowl, sprinkle the pumpkin seeds over it, and take like a quarter to a half a cup of berries, put it on top. You can add extra almond milk, and you have a beautiful, warm, oatless oatmeal type breakfast cereal, and it is very satisfying. You know, there are so many people that have allergies to oats. Even if you get a gluten-free oat mix at Whole Foods or your local health food store, some people can tolerate those gluten-free oats. I personally can't tolerate oatmeal at all, and I really kind of miss that oatmeal kind of warm cereal taste, especially in fall and winter. So hopefully that'll be very yummy for you. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can make breakfast lettuce wraps. All right. So what you can do is you can get lox, fresh lox, as in lox and bagels, but you can get lox, and I like goat cheese a lot better than, I don't like to use cream cheese because I don't like to use anything that's pasteurized dairy. I don't like that, but you can do lox, you can do fresh, soft, organic goat cheese. You can have organic tomatoes. You can have a little bit of onion, put it in a romaine lettuce wrap, and it is extremely yummy. The other thing that you can do is that you can make yourself a breakfast tortilla. So if you can go get a brown rice tortilla, and you can get those also at Whole Foods. You can get organic non-nitrate turkey bacon, and you can put strips of bacon and scrambled eggs, and you can put a little bit of goat cheese and sprinkle some chives or some onion on that, or tomato, and and you can even put salsa and some avocado. It is such a yummy breakfast wrap. It's absolutely delicious. I really love that. So that's another really good idea. All right. Now, the other thing is that Jordan Rubin, who created a company called Beyond Organic, has a wonderful product. It's a fermented yogurty kind of product. It's called Amasi. M as in Mary, ASI. I know I'm plugging all kinds of different people's stuff, but I really believe in this product. It is a genius product. He originally got the recipe from the Maasai tribe in Africa. And he noticed that they had absolutely genius digestion. And I know this is kind of disgusting, but very fat and fulsome bowel movements. All right. And one of the reasons is because they had such great gut bacteria. And it was coming from this particular recipe where they took the raw cow milk. All right. And they put it in gourds and they fermented it. And they came up with a very kind of thick, almost kefir-like consistency. And so he made something called a masi. And it is absolutely thick and delicious. Now, the difference between getting a kefir or an organic kefir or even a raw organic kefir at your health food store is that you want to get it from the right kind of cow. So there is a beta A1 kind of cow where we're getting most of our dairy from. And now there are beta A2 cows, and they produce dairy that doesn't have a lot of allergic reactions. It's a fantastic thing. And actually, you can get some beta A2 cow milk now at some local health food stores and also farmers markets. But if you go to a company, a distribution company named Youngevity, you can even mention my name, Kristen Roblat, and you can order your amasi, and then you get it in a 6-pack. Order the plain. Don't get anything that's sweetened with anything, and then you can make like a kefir kind of bowl for yourself. You can take any kind of nut, soak them overnight so that you're getting rid of all the phytic acid that makes nuts very hard to digest. Take the nuts out of the water in the morning, pat them dry, put them on top of your amasi, put some fresh fruit on top, and you have a delicious treat. If you want it a little more sweet, then you can add a little bit of raw organic honey, or you can add that Stevita brand stevia that I like so much. All right, let's see what we have next. Put my glasses on. All right. Now, you know those Thai coconuts, those white coconuts with the little pointy heads? All right. Now, you can make an absolutely great, I'm getting this little thing out, and it's called a Cocoa Jack. We have them at my office. All right, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So sometimes it's really hard to open those darn things. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put, let's say this is the pointy head, okay? You're going to put this thing over here. And then what you have inside this bag is that you have a mallet. Okay, so you putting this pointy thing, I know I'm putting this in front of my face, but you put this thing over the pointy top and you smash it a couple times, and this opens up the coconut very easily. So in this coconut smoothie, all right, this Thai coconut smoothie, and I actually got this recipe from Dr. Timothy Brantley years ago, and what you do is you take the coconut meat and the coconut juice, you put it in a blender, you put in a half an avocado, you put in some fresh berries, and you can put in even some sprouted nuts, some like almonds or cashews to make it even more thick. And if you want it a little sweeter, once again, you can put in a little tiny bit, a little dab of raw honey, or you can put in some stevita, and you blend it up, and it is like absolute heaven. And I told you to put berries in, correct? You can even put in like a quarter of a banana, but it is the most delicious thing. And you could put in some raw organic whey powder. There is a particular whey powder. You can call my office, 310-828-8258. That is 310-828-8258. I have a raw organic whey powder that you can put in that shake. That shake, you can drink it in the morning, and I swear you're not hungry until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is an absolute yummy, genius thing. I wouldn't drink it every day, but I would maybe do it once a week, twice a week, whatever. All right. Now, The other thing that you can do for convenience is that you can go to Whole Foods. I have to put my, there is a Native Forest brand of full fat. They call it coconut milk, but it's really, really thick. So if you don't want to have to open that Thai coconut, or you can't find them in your area, then you can use that and just do the same kind of shake that I was talking about, but just use that full fat coconut milk. Okay, it's really yummy. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, now, the other thing is you might want a few little very healthy but breakfast cheats. All right. Now, I would not say to do this very often, maybe once or twice a month. And you can even make this as a healthy brunch alternative. All right. So you go to something called, there's a website called www.paleogrubs, Grubs, paleogrubs.com, and you get all kinds of different paleo pancake recipes. Oh my golly, are they delicious? My daughters made them for me before, and I swear I felt like I died and went to heaven. They're bananas and eggs and a bunch of spices, and it's delicious. And it sounds like it would be absolutely gross and disgusting, but oh heck no. They are absolutely delicious, all right? You can also get the paleo pancakes recipes on Pinterest too, if you want to go ahead and do that, all right? Now, the other thing is, oh gosh, in Santa Monica on Wilshire Boulevard, and they're already so darn crowded, all right? I have to say that it's really hard to get a seat, but there is a restaurant called Brews, B-R-U-S, B as in boy, R-U-S, and then Wiffle, W-I-F, F as in Frank, L-E, Bruce Wiffle. Oh my gosh. They have gluten-free waffles that are absolutely ridiculous and killer. Would I eat them all the time? Heck no. No, 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 no. I mean, personally, I like to eat a more kind of grain-free, gluten-free diet. That's what I aim for. But for people who are doing gluten-free, it is a beautiful alternative and something maybe to do once a month and treat yourself. But it is absolutely delicious. All right. Another thing that I want to talk about. This is another treat. I don't think that I want to show you this. See that gorgeous picture of donuts? All right. Now, my darling friend Dory has a website called healingthroughfood.com. Healing through, T-H-R-U, food.com. Okay, let's talk about her vegan donuts. Okay, they are to die for. They are, I mean, if you could ever have an addiction to something, I went through a phase where I was absolutely addicted to her donuts. Now, she makes donuts for all of the patients here at Lotus East West Medical Center. So you can once again call here. She's here Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. You can always call her and order up some donuts from her at Lotus, 310-828-8258, or go to healingthroughfoods.com. She also has some great recipes on there. And I want to give a little plug to Dory. She is a food consultant, and she is a genius with helping people figure out their food. But she has some great recipes on her website, so please go there. So I hope this has been really helpful, you guys. I really do. And I have been eating healthy breakfasts for since I was 25 years old, and I'm 63. But I know that when I changed my diet, it was really hard to figure out what to eat, because before I changed my diet, and you know what led me up to having ulcerative colitis by the time I was 25 was having Coca-Cola ding dongs for breakfast. So it was, I went from having a horrific diet to a perfect healthy diet, and that is what saved my life. So I really hope this is helpful to you, and I hope this is hopeful and it gives you hope that you too can do it. You too can change your diet and have a great healthy breakfast. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to call me. You can have a free consultation since you came here at, once again, 310-828-8258. Tell them that you saw my healthy breakfast Google Hangout and you want a free 15-minute consult. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful evening. All right, have a great night. Bye-bye.